Okay, so Simba Stocks, new guest coming on. Simba Stocks, are you here?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
What's
Glad to
what's
get
the
on
good
the
word?
show. Had some furniture coming today. I'm redoing like my whole house, so I still got to redo the office and everything. But
Where do you
ignore
live?
that. I'm in Miami.
You're in Miami. You're right down the street. Are you in North Miami, South Miami? Where are you?
Right by the Aventura Mall.
You're right by Aventura Mall.
Yeah.
Are you Mystic Point? Mystic Point? Where are you?
Off of Ives Dairy.
Yeah. How about me? We're about less. We're probably about less than a half mile away. Take a guess where I am now.
Right
Take a guess where I'm at. Yeah, right now. I'm at a hotel. Take a guess.
W.
Come on. No.
Fontainebleau?
It's very no. You just told me by Aventura Mall. Either you're lying to me or you don't know.
I don't know.
I just said we're 300 yards away or less than out. So I'm that close to you. So the kid-friendly hotel by Aventura Mall. You don't know what that is?
Kid-friendly? I'm not going to kid-friendly places.
All right, this is suspicious. This is suspicious. There's only one hotel you can stay.
I mean, if you're going to a hotel in Miami, you're not going somewhere where the kids are running around.
Why wouldn't I? I have 3 kids. I'm 42 years old. I'm an old man.
Yeah, tell me.
Wow, I am like shocked. You didn't know. Turnberry.
I honestly have no idea. I actually don't go anywhere here except to the Aventura Mall, to Miami, or to Fort Lauderdale, like Las Olas.
So you don't see those big water slides in the sky right by Aventura Mall?
No.
Oh my, how long have you lived here?
I've been in this area like 10 months now.
Okay. All right.
I pretty much just get on 95 and go to Miami. I only go to the Aventura Mall, like here or there. And that's it.
Have you been to Komodo?
Yeah.
Got it. That's a good place.
Yeah,
it's in Brickell. So what kind of stuff are you trading?
So we mostly do option trades in our group for the most part. But recently we've been playing a lot of the small caps. They've been getting a lot of attention. A lot of these clean energy companies, some battery companies, some of the metals as well. Recently we caught DNN. I think we caught that off your scanner actually as well.
DNN?
Yeah, DNN. Yeah, that was a good one. From we're swinging that right now.
So you caught that on the Benzinga Pro scanner?
Yeah. So what we use for the scanner,
Brett, before you go and explain, explain for a few minutes because I'm going to get my charger to charge. I'm just going to have you take over for a minute, and I'll be there right back. But explain how you found DNN, okay?
Yeah, cool.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, so what we do, guys, is for the most part, one of our analysts, one of the admin in our group, he mostly uses the Benzinga scanner. He filters it by the gainers and losers pre-market for the session, and he'll usually look for anything between 0 to 2 billion market cap. For the most part, we try to find something with at least 200 million, but we could, be in a rough area right around 150 to 200 million. So we just set it to 0. Price between $0 to $5, because obviously if you get a big surge on some of these small cap names and you catch a breakout, you're able to capitalize pretty well on, $1 or $2 move, which at that point can be at least, 30 to 50%. So that's pretty much how we caught that one a couple of days ago. We also saw some call flow coming in. We use a lot of the option call flow that's on Benzinga also to kind of, we don't use it as a direct indication to enter a trade, but you can use it as kind of like, some type of confirmation. So if it looks good on the chart, you see some call flow coming in, it's a good idea to take a stab at the trade for the most part. But we're in DNN on that. We caught, let's see, what else we caught? I think SENS. Yeah, SOS and SENS recently. We've been in those for a little bit. There was a big pullback today on SOS, but I think it was a liquidity grab. So we grabbed a little bit more, around $10, $10.30. Yeah, I was just telling him,
Right.
Jason, that we basically filter it by small caps with 0 to 2 billion market cap,
Yep.
and then 0 to 5. Try to catch like a $1 to $2 move on some of these guys. You know, it can easily be 30 to 50% at least. So
Yeah, I see DNN moving. I was listening the whole time. I got the headset. I just
okay.
the mic, so I listened the whole time. But no, that's sweet. You move to the price and you move the mover. You can do pre-market, you know, on this
Yeah.
screen here. And yeah, I see that. And
Yeah,
so
we'll position size like we'll usually do shares, but sometimes we'll go with like the nearest at the money or in the money call. If there's an out of the money call that's like a month out or so, that's relatively cheap that we can see, you know, if we get a short squeeze up, we'll easily break out. Then we'll usually go a little bit into some of the call flow that's posted because usually it'll match up with our TA. So those have been
that's
working
awesome.
really well also for the most part. But a lot of these pennies, you know, it's good to also just do shares because if it consolidates a little bit at certain ranges, you're going to get decayed on some of these options. But if you go a month out, you know, you're usually pretty safe. So usually when we're sizing it, you know, just on our normal position size, you could even split your normal position size like 70% shares, 30% into one of those calls or options.
I had a situation. I was long Wingstop calls, and I was up. I was Wingstop, WING,
Yeah,
and I was
they got crushed on earnings today.
it got crushed. It got crushed. It got crushed, and
you know,
and
so this is what we do real quick while I'm looking at it right now. Right at the 200-day moving average, it's exactly where it bounced. So that's one of our best indications for the most part, especially if you're really far away from your 200-day moving average. If you get ever an earnings pullback or some type of news, right, some catalyst that brings you back down to earth there, 9 times out of 10, we're going to play a month out or a 3-month swing on that play. You don't even need to really pull up the exact TA on it. You know, besides that, okay, we get a pullback to the 200-day moving average as long as it lines up with one other type of previous resistance that might be support now. So if you look at it, November 17th was the high. You got it up there, yeah. So you got November 17th that as the high previously, right? And then you broke out, retested, and came back up. Now we're bouncing right at the 200-day moving average if you put it on there, and it's right exactly lined up with that previous high on November 19th. So something like that's where we look to enter positions on big red days, which is also where we use the scanner sometimes. I myself do mostly bigger cap or higher cap stocks for the most part. So I'll look for the biggest losers and try to find some support around some of these zones on the daily or the 4-hour to enter a swing. So something like this would have been good today, but honestly, today I'm just riding Shopify and Amazon.
So on this one, so here it was a reminder of me being too greedy. I was up on my options like 85%. I was up on my options on this, and I didn't take a profit. Maybe I sold like a couple, but I really didn't take a profit on it, and I should have because all those options that I have are getting killed. Now maybe I should buy more options. I bought more stock. I just don't know if you're going to be going down for a couple more days or what have you. So, but that's just an example of like, yes, I like the long-term story on Wingstop, but I should have maybe taken more of a profit on Wingstop today. And so that is a lesson for me. Or not today, before today.
Yeah, I mean, right before earnings, right? Like right now, it was pretty much at all-time. Is this all-time? Yeah, it's all-time highs, right? The previous high was the middle of last year, right? And it was at 170, so you were right there. So it's really, this type of trade's like a make it or break it on earnings. So, you know, you're going to get aggressive in either direction.
Totally. And I honestly, knowing that the risk profile, I should have maybe cut 50% of my options because I like Wingstop long term, but I didn't know if the earnings today were going to crush it or not, or yesterday, and so they didn't. And the stock and the options, so I got killed on it. Now, did we talk VISL? That's a stock I bought yesterday. Victor, Igloo, Sam, Lisa. Okay, so VISL, something to do with drones and stuff. One of the guys got in the show yesterday. He loves it, so we bought it. The Atlas guys, and
nice, yeah, they're great.
And so one exactly. And so one person said, "What's a good options trade on VISL?" I don't know. I pulled up because I didn't know. If
all right, let's see.
I don't know if you're.
Yeah, I can pull it up. Let me see.
No analyst ratings on VSL. I mean, I don't know. Now that I had my shit handed to me on my Wingstop options, I'm like, maybe I need to, take off some of my big winners right now.
Yeah. So what you can do, so like on this type of trade, right? I mean, you're at a clear resistance here also pretty much from the initial like death, I guess you could say, from 5 where it dropped all the way down to $1 back in August 2019, right? So right here, you're getting some wicks right around this area if you look at like the weekly chart. But if you're able to close above here, you pretty much got a straight shot back to like 750 or so, I'd say, somewhere around there, which would be the next resistance. So, there's different ways you could play this, right? So we're at 484 right now. Honestly, the options are kind of expensive. March 19th right now, a $5 call is $1.83. So your break even on that 680. Our target is 760 or so. So if it chops around a bit and takes a bit to get there, for a penny stock like this that you could buy an option on, you're not going to get too much out of it unless it breaks out like next week or the week after. So if you're already going to be at your break even price or fully intrinsic at that point from your purchase of premium, then it's a good, it'll be a good trade for sure. But on this one, not too much, I'd say, just because the options are pretty jacked up, it looks like right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to get something before everything gets jacked up, because if you're going to be buying when the IV's high, right, and the stock's hot, any consolidation or any drop in the stock's going to crush you. So you want to do something that's probable, right? But you also don't want to buy the highs. Now, you could say it's a little bit down from the highs today, but the IV on the stock, on the options are still pretty heavily weighted right now, I'd say. So.
Yeah. Now, do you have long-term holdings too?
So I don't do too many long-term holdings personally. The most I do is like a 6 or 9 month play for the most part, to be honest. I'm gonna wait for the next like crash, I'd say, to really use some of the profits that I've had for the past like year and a half or two to start a longer term portfolio. But in terms of shares, not really, just looking like for some value plays here and there with different stocks. One of our guys in the group, he does mostly a lot of the long-term plays, so I'll kind of watch there a little bit. Right now we opened today AHAC, I think it's a SPAC. Yeah, we just opened that SPAC today at 1180 right here.
AHAC?
Yeah, so it's a healthcare SPAC. We rode CCIV from like 1280. That was great. Let's see what else we did today. We got that today long term. We did MRK today.
I sold a couple of my CCIV calls today.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold them. I have a couple expiring. What's today? 17th. I have a couple expiring on Friday, and then I have some for March 19th. I'm just gonna probably exercise the shares, honestly.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's my plan. I mean, I want to hold it long term. I've been taking profit like every $10 on the way up. So literally, the money I have right now is just free money at this point. It's just a free roll. But something good we just entered long term is MRK. One of our guys signaled that. It's looking like a or triple bottom here on the daily chart.
Merck?
It's getting some volume in. Yeah, Merck. They're getting some volume in. Hopefully, it breaks above here. 75, 76 level closes above here. Should hopefully target towards 80 plus again. But we look for mostly, I guess, key levels. We want to see a lot of dips, kind of like we were just talking about with Wingstop, right? Some type of catalyst to drive us down, or just some heavy selling, right? And then you want to see some consolidation, like on Merck here on the daily. You want to see a little bit of consolidation to the side. Now, you could say that, you're looking like possibly a bearish pattern coming in here if we break back down again. But as soon as you get a candle like today, it's MRK.
No, what? MRK. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, MRK.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, if you pull up the daily. Yeah, see, so if you get a candle like today where you're breaking above this previous consolidation period around 75, and you get a strong close above there, then it's a good indication, it'll move higher. So, and it looks good, every time we've hit this level around 73, 74, we've bounced. So it's a good trade by one of our admin following right now.
Okay. All right. And so
And
by the way,
for the most part, like it's like I have 5 clones of myself. So
you have 5 what?
We trust each other. It's just so much easier when you got a bunch of people scanning the entire market. We don't like sector off to each other at all or anything like that, but it's just very easy to collaborate together, which I think makes it a lot easier, especially when you're trading. Having a bunch of people around you who know what they're doing or to learn off of really helps you out day to day.
Yeah, totally. And that's why with the Benzinga Pro, we try to give, make it easier to sort out what's moving, what's not moving. And then doing filters, like we use the screener here. You can do all this stuff in real time and all that stuff there. And then what else was I going to say? So, by the way, so you live in Aventura, and do you know who used to own this? Like the guy that started, that bought Aventura when it was wetlands was Donald Sofer. Donald Sofer and Jeff Sofer owned the Fountain Blue. They own Turnberry, where I'm at. And Jeff was here earlier today, but Donald I met here about a year ago. He's the one who bought like all of Aventura, literally all of it back in the day. And he still owns like the mall and a few other things. And so I'm walking distance from the mall right now.
That mall's packed all the time, even now.
I know. And so, we're walking distance from it. So that's like we sometimes go to dinner. But it's, this is a good place. When you're driving in Aventura, just look up. There's like these slides, and that's what keeps the kids busy. It's like it's a great place if you have kids like from 3 years old on. So it's a great place for that. Now, if you want, like you said, the Fun Miami, there's a lot of places like the Fun Hotel, the W down in South Beach. That is like. Yeah, I was there. So, and you've been training for how long, Simba?
So about 5 years or 6 years now, full time, almost 2.5 now, coming on 2.5.
Oh, hey, so full time. Okay, that's so funny. This guy Aaron that works at our company goes, "How long have you been training for?" But I didn't see the question. He literally typed it as I asked it. That's funny. So full time, 2.5. How do you like it? What were you doing before you were trading full time?
Yeah, so before this, I was doing health insurance. I was working in an office, and I was just on the computer all day. It's the same thing, same setup for well, I have more screens now, but same thing for the most part. We always have 2 monitors at our desks. It was very easy for me to like trade while I was working because when you're doing a sales job, at some type of insurance office, for the most part, it's just a script. So I was doing it for like 3-4 years at that point, making pretty good money, but I was trading at the same time because I obviously had the script memorized, so I could literally work and do exactly what I was doing day to day while I was watching the charts and trading at the same time. So went through the trader cycle, right? I turned like I think $3,000 or so into like 30K in like in like a week or two. Then literally lost the entire thing in like 2-3 days just because I got cocky. Went back, slowly built up the account again to like 15K or so. I was putting in like check after check every time I got paid into doing this. And after I blew my account the second time, I was like, all right, I really got to take a step back and analyze what I'm doing here. See how these guys who are really doing it full time every single day are actually making money. And it's not by, risking a large portion of your account every day, going all in, doing that left and right. So I realized, 2 to 3% a day, even 1 to 2% a day, you compound that. And after a few months or even years, right, you can really make a substantial living off of it. So once I finally instilled that into my head, I started doing really well. And, I'd start position sizing much smaller. For the most part, I would do like 5% max per trade. And, that can consist of a couple things. I could take 10% on a trade with a 50% stop, different things like that. But now I pretty much sit at around like 2 to 3% risk per trade. And that can be, the full size of an option, again, an option with a stop loss or, some type of penny stock as well. But that's pretty much, I guess, my story. Once I built up the account enough, I just decided to quit the job because, again, when I was taking a break to fill out like applications and different things after I was done selling somebody, I was taken away from trading. And, when you're day trading, you really need like every minute or two. So, that was pretty much my story, I guess. Now I pretty much swing trade though for the most part. I don't day trade too much. But
do you think beginners trade options?
So I think you should paper trade them, yeah. But I really don't think you should start by trading options, because at the end of the day, what you want to do is understand the charts, right? You need to understand the charts, because the charts will tell you what strikes to pick, what time frames to use, different things like that. So if I'm looking at like the daily chart, right, immediately I know what I'm probably not going to play a weekly option, because if I'm charting on the daily, there's no reason to use the weekly, a weekly option, right? I'm going to need at least a month, 2-3 months to let this play out, because if I'm using the daily chart, that means I'm using a time frame. I'm probably looking at least 2 to 3 months of data. So that's how I kind of gauge what option I'm picking in that regard. Now, if I'm using a 5-minute or a 15-minute chart, I'll play a weekly option. Like today on Shopify, once it broke 1380 today, we caught a nice scalp. We're up like 120% on that, and that's like insane gains right now, especially on a large cap like Shopify or Amazon, right? So, it just depends like what you're doing. You can take riskier plays if you have a tighter stop. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't take some of these risky plays. A lot of these guys are gurus, right? They always talk about other people like doing risky plays, etc. You can take these risky plays. You just have to have your stop on the chart, relatively close, and you have to obey the stop. The hardest part is cutting your losses and taking profits at the right points.
Got it. No, I hear you. That's where we need your guidance. Wait, Brett.
Yeah.
We have a new video graphic, and I haven't seen it in real time. It's a special guest. I want to try, even though you're already here, I want to try it on you real quick. So don't leave me yet. Let's just try this new graphic. All right, here we go. I haven't seen it yet. So if it's something else and I don't know, then whatever. But let's just try it. Okay. All right, Brett Simba from Simba Stocks on Twitter. What's up?
What's up?
That was pretty good, right? Nice to meet you.
Man.
Nice to meet you. We're in Aventura. Let's hang out. Come hang out. Hey, actually, I'll DM you after. Maybe you come here tomorrow.
I'll go to the mall.
Yeah, or no, come to the
or something, or I'll come over to you.
Yeah, or come to the hotel that you don't know about. Yeah, it'll be good. I'll be here until Saturday. So let's do that. I get why you don't know that. You're a local. You're not a guy that's looking at hotels. Why would you stay at a hotel? You got a place, Yeah. So, yeah. So now they do ask, do you have any calls that you would buy right now?
Right now, let's see. So again, not financial advice, right? But
no, you don't have to have one, by the way. So
we recently we like craft a very long-term leap, long-term thing we like right now is craft, and it just had it had an insane day today. It's up 3% right now, but after Craft's earnings, we really like Craft here, because if you take a look at the chart, it's finally breaking up. Let me pull it up here. One sec.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Or do you want to share, and I'll just share this? It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, I can share my screen?
Yeah. Share your screen. You know how to do it?
Yeah.
You go down and share. Oh, by the way, I'm catching up on chat. Someone says, okay, BZ, can you bring, we'll bring on any Stephen P, any guest you want to bring on, 10 years plus, absolutely. Whatever guest you want to bring on. He's talking about in the bull market, everyone's a genius. I love when people say that.
Bull market, everyone's a genius. Yeah. The thing is, you got to be able to know where to take profits, though, in the bull market, right? And watch these pullbacks with options. If I share here.
You see how to do it? You got to share first.
Yeah, I'm making sure that I get you on the right one. I just got a new monitor.
Yep.
All right, there we go. Now it should work. Application window. Here we go. All right, cool. Can you see it?
Yep. And then I got to add to the stream. There you go.
All right, cool.
You see it? It's on the screen here.
All right, cool. Yeah, so right now, this is the daily chart for Craft. We're pretty much, basically what happened to Craft is their entire Craft and Oscar Mayer brand got a 40% cut on their valuation during their earnings in 2019. So the company's really struggled, as you can see, throughout this entire past couple of years, 2 years roughly, right? So right now we're pretty much sitting right here at where? Pretty much the gap that we had from that drop. So what we can see here is when we get a big push and we get a good earnings like we just had a couple days ago, where they just sold their planters division. So what that means is they're getting a lot of cash flow back into the company to be able to focus on, you know, things that are internal right now that they already have. I think the problem with Kraft is they own so many different brands. You would never know like all the things they own. They own like Devour. They own a bunch of different condiments that you wouldn't even think were Kraft. Like different meals, different things like that. But anyway, I think they were spread out too much. So selling planters gave them a lot of cash flow, you know, the Mr. Nut guy, to be able to focus on what works for them. So they're having a good day today. I think it's going to fill this gap. So right now we like it to about $41 or so. And then, you know, doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to just close the trade there, but this stock doesn't move too much. So what that means is these options are priced relatively well. So what we took is, let me see here, what did we take? So we took on this a July 16th, 21, $40 call, and it was $1. It was $100, and now let's see where we're at. I have to like pull it up, I guess. Hold on. Where's my phone? Let's see.
As you're pulling this up, Simba, I'm just going through the chat. I don't even know who this guy's talking about, but Ben, Matt, you know, behind a screen name, everyone's as tough as can be, you know, just so you know. Ben, they just are. I know that. Ben, Magikz, says, Brett, you start doing well when you stick to your words. A minute ago, you said you wasn't making long terms till after a crash. Then within a minute, you said you made a long-term making your mind up. LOL.
Yeah, I'm not starting a long-term portfolio. I'll enter some long-term positions, but I'm not looking to start an entire portfolio. And then I don't know if you consider 4 months or a 5-month option a long-term play. To me, I don't really consider that.
And then here's where this is what I would love to change in society. I have this thing called STU. Stu is your friend. Seek to understand. But Ben fails to seek to understand. So Ben then writes a second later, pretending not to see the chat. Don't excuse the fact I'm clearly right, which we didn't see the chat. But now let's keep going. Yeah, come over while thread COVID. Okay, hold on. Come over here while threat of COVID. Not even I proved him wrong and they got nothing to say. LOL. He like thinks we're like looking at the chat like right immediate because what he's saying is.
Oh, dude, people in my chat, they know I love roasting people. Like, facts
are very different. LOL. I love it. LOL. Public speakers that are scared to reply. How childish! Oh my god!
Oh, let me pull up this chat. Let's go into the chat.
So Ben, why don't you come on live right now? You want to come on live, Ben? And then let's open up your account and let's put some trades and put your money where your mouth is. Let's do that, Ben. I love, but my whole
chat. Ben has left the chat. Oh no, that's funny. Let's see. Let's see. I'll read the chat. KHC option up 51%. Yeah, there you go.
But my point is, why do people just like make accusations without seeking to understand? I have massy trades coming up in 3 minutes. Oh, so we're off, Brett, in I think 3 minutes, just so you know, because we have some options. Just so you know, I'm getting, you know, but I just hate how people don't seek to understand. They make accusations. And that's just what society is. It's like if someone cuts you off on the road, maybe something happened. Maybe they're going to the hospital. Who knows? But just chill out. Seek to understand. That's what
he got caught. He probably got caught holding GME at 450 or something.
Yeah, and so then they blame it on everyone else and don't look at
it's our fault, right?
Yeah, any trade you make is at the end of the day your fault. You're hitting the execution button. If you just make a trade because someone says so, then you're the fool, not the person. Now, if you invested in their ETF and it goes down, that's their thing. But if you're making a trade on your own, it's your fault. That's it.
Yeah, I know. ETF you need is ARK, right? I saw you with Kevin. Yes, Kevin's my buddy. I saw you with. I thought I was going to be able to come on yesterday. I thought it would be fun if we could both come on, but I wasn't able to yesterday. So But
Yeah,
I saw when you pulled up Kathy Wood's number, I was cracking up, man. That was funny.
Yeah. Well, I hid the number, I think, with the name, but yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that to her. But yeah, I have her coming on I have her coming on March 4th for an
That's
hour.
gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna crowdsource it and all that stuff. Yeah, I get an interesting look by someone. Okay, so March 4th. But yeah, that Ben guy just pissed me off. He was talking crap to you. That's just not acceptable to me because you're putting it out there. You know what I mean? You're putting it out there and you're doing. So yeah, Ben's gone, of course. All right, man. I know we cut this short a little bit on the options trade, but will you come on again and talk options and more stuff and buys and then maybe we'll get together later this week just to say hello or something.
Yeah, definitely. Shoot me a text. Send me your number.
Ben Ropak, hit my email and then let's go on. Hit your email. I'll just give it to you right now. But let's go. I'll come on. Okay. We have a phone number that you can call. Then he put a smiley face. Go to my about page.
Go to my about.
You know how to email powerhour@benzinga.com, Ben, and we'll be glad to bring you on. If you want to bring it on tomorrow, Brett, let's do it because we have a 2:00 show starting now. So, all right, Brett, good. Thanks for coming on. I'm going to introduce Mozzie Trades, and then there'll be her intro. All right. Thanks, Ben.